News and programming is sponsored by Desert View Hospital, providing emergency medical care around the clock at 360 South Lola Lane. Learn more at desertviewhospital.com. Physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, police are investigating the cause of a two-vehicle crash.
And a local celebrity MMA fighter is arrested following a domestic dispute. News 46 starts now.
You're watching Kpvm News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Dandelion Street is temporarily closed to investigate an accident. It's Tuesday, June 26. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
One person received reported facial trauma following a crash this afternoon just off the highway. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the cause of a two-vehicle offset head-on collision that occurred this afternoon on Dandelion Street between Hiawatha and Honeysuckle. The cause of the accident is unknown. One person was transported via Mercy Air to a trauma center in Las Vegas after sustaining injuries as a result of this collision. No one else claimed any injury at the time of the accident. Nye County Sheriff's Office auxiliary units arrived on scene to block traffic in all directions while the investigation was being conducted by Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics were on scene as well to care for the patient. Sources tell News 46 that there was a taxi company involved in this collision, which caused major damage to both vehicles involved. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And a local man who is typically known for his bravery and persistence in overcoming obstacles, including drug use, has been arrested following a dispute with his spouse.
MMA fighter Brandon the Brute Snyder has been arrested for domestic battery involving strangulation at a home on Rodeo Avenue here in Pahrump. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies were dispatched to a home in reference to a welfare check. They said there was a delay in answering the door, but when the door opened, a female was standing there with watering eyes, red marks around her neck that appeared to be fresh. They said that the female was holding an infant child. Upon making contact with the male on scene, police were requested that they leave and that nothing happened. The male also requested that he speak to his lawyer and said that he knew he was going to jail. The male was identified as Brandon Snyder. He stated that there was an ongoing issue and that the two were fighting because they were having problems with the female's parents and felt like he could never do anything right. Police say that the male had a fresh cut on the right side of his face that resembled that of a nail scratch. They also said that he had red scratches on his forearm and he refused to comment about the wounds. Upon talking to the female, police said that Snyder arrived at the home on his lunch break. He allegedly texted the female saying that he was going to pick up the kids and leave for North Dakota. Upon arrival, the female said that he began pushing her. In fact, at one point, he pushed her to the ground and began choking her a couple of times, according to police. She then stated that he placed his knee on her throat with enough pressure to make it where she could not breathe. Then he picked her up by the throat with his hands running along her jawline off the ground and held her suspended in the air. She stated that she did attempt to defend herself in the struggle and did a little hitting herself. Brandon Snyder was taken into custody and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. A day after Snyder got out of jail, police say that he was rearrested for possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. Police say that Snyder was arrested 2 previous times for felony convictions, one in 2015, one in 2012, and there was also a prior domestic violence conviction in 2007. And a female has been arrested for attempted murder after she allegedly slit her girlfriend's throat with a knife.
Take a break and join us. Gold Town, the Pahrump Nugget, and Lakeside Casinos.
Eunette Nash has been arrested for attempted murder and battery with substantial bodily harm at a home on Van Lane here in Pahrump. Deputies were dispatched to Van Lane on June 22nd in reference to a physical domestic in progress. They made contact with the victim, who was approximately 150 yards from the residence, who had visible bloodstains on her t-shirt and was holding a towel over a 4-inch laceration on her neck. The victim was transported to Desert View Hospital for treatment. Deputies made contact with the suspect, identified as Eunette Nash, who stated that her and the female victim were involved in a dating relationship. There was another witness on scene who said that Nash had been drinking all day. They said that they heard Nash and the female victim inside the room having some sort of argument. Then they saw Nash come out of the room and go into the kitchen, in which the witness said she grabbed a bunch of knives. They also said that Nash stated that she was going to kill that female and walked up, then slit her throat. The witness on scene grabbed Nash by the arm and locked her inside their bedroom and then called 911. Upon speaking with the suspect, Nash stated that she was involved in a tussle and that she did not know how the female's neck got cut. Police say that Nash's speech was slurred, her eyes were watery, and she had an odor of an unknown alcoholic beverage coming from her person. They say that she appeared to be extremely intoxicated. Police found a knife with a black handle in the street approximately 150 yards from the residence. They also saw bandages that appeared to have blood on them in the street, approximately 130 yards from the residence. A second knife was found with a black handle and a serrated blade on the ground between the pool and the garage. Eunette Nash was transported to Desert View Hospital complaining of chest pains. After she was released from the hospitals, deputies transported her to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. After speaking with the victim in this case at the hospital, police learned that she received 10 stitches for her neck injury.
And stay tuned to News 46. Your court report's coming up with the latest information on the investigation into a 17-year-old girl's death. We'll be right back.